Hello and welcome to this new episode of Kerbal Space Program entitled The Quest for Many Things. Currently this is a new mission that I wanted to do quite a while back, and I actually just wanted to take a break from playing Kerbal Space Program. I was feeling kind of burned out, and after sitting for a while I decided it's time to start up again. Now in this one, I'm going to attempt to go to every body in the Kerbal space area. Well, in the entire solar system. That means Eve, all the Joule's moons, with the exception being a Joule itself, because every ship that goes in there seemingly destroys itself. I know there's a way you can do it, but you have to use an older version. And I'm not going to mess with that. So this is the new 0.25 with blowable, uppable stuff. All these buildings can be destroyed, which is kind of funny. I was having fun with that, just launching solid rocket boosters into it. But that's not for this mission. Today's mission, we're going to launch our start of our craft to Eeloo. I figured what better challenge than by going to the furthest planet from the sun. And as you can see, I've got the Orion Mark II set with Bob, Mitrick, and Gregard. You're probably saying, well, wait a minute, where's Jeb and Bill? Well, they're up already on another ship that is currently... what's the word I want? It's currently waiting for parts. I haven't completely finished all of the assembly of the craft. But here we are. This ship here is my take on the Orion launch, or the Orion vehicle. It looks a little different, but you'll notice a couple things. It's got landing legs. That's because this entire craft here, I'm hoping, will land on Eeloo itself. And this is just a launch craft. The neat thing is, I already have the drive section up in orbit. I figured that would be a boring launch to watch. So in 3, 2, 1... Now granted, this isn't exactly exciting either to watch, but it is kind of fun to go back to basics. As you can see, I do have the escape tower as an abort sequence. I also want to make sure... Now, as these burn down, these outer tanks will burn out first, just like on the Orion, and this one will continue firing. I've done a couple tests with just this launch vehicle, and it seems to work out pretty well for getting this up into orbit. Oops, dropped the throttle a little too much. Far enough up so when I jettison these will blow up. Well, these will disappear off the tracker. I might come across a lot of debris up in the atmosphere. It should be interesting to watch. And just keep dropping back the throttle a little bit. This has a lot of beef to it. Okay. Start tipping ever so slowly to our 90-degree mark here. Or, well, to our 45 on the 90. Actually, I'm running a little bit behind on this by the looks of it. we'll go ahead and just wait a little bit longer. So we're outside of this, and we'll punch it back up. Go ahead and give it the full amount of fuel it can burn. We're at 35 degrees. We're still leveling out. And away those go. Now all we got is our makeshift rocket. 50,000 meters. We want to be tipping more towards this way to extend our orbit out. As you can see, we're at about a half tank of fuel yet, and we're just about to reach the upper atmosphere. So we're at 50,000. We want to burn straight sideways, and that'll extend our orbit so that by the time we reach around 70 to 80,000 meters, it should be just about in orbit. Okay. We'll go ahead and go right up to 80 kilometers. 81.2. That's fine. Then go ahead and get rid of our launch escape system. And now we just cruise. So what we want to do now is get our apoapsis up here. Around 80 by 81.2. And it's only a 7-second burn. And we'll still have a lot of fuel left in our... Oh, I may have deployed those a little too early. Okay, where's our sun? It's behind us. There we go. Just go ahead and crank up our time warp a little bit. Just go ahead and get that to about 4 seconds before, and we'll go ahead and go full throttle. And there we are, 81,266 by 81,68. That is fairly close. Oh, our launch escape system is in orbit. Ahead of us. Okay, we'll set him as a target. And let's add a maneuver here. There we are. Go ahead and transition ourselves. It's just a 1 second burn. Get this up and into our okay. I'm actually going to cut here, and I'm going to get the closest approach set up, and then when I come back, I'll have it all about ready to dock. So I'll see you then. Okay, now I'm back, and I'm actually getting very close to docking with what you can see has been labeled with the pusher. And it's a very simple craft, but I think it's actually a little overkill for what I'm going to need. It's got tons of fuel on it. I haven't even actually touched much of the fuel on this craft. Just a touch bit of oxidizer and a little bit of liquid fuel. As you can see, the Clampetron's already selected. I'm controlling from here. Oops. And I just keep checking back and forth. 0.0 and 4.5 kilometers. Or almost 5 kilometers, excuse me. There we go. Get rid of the sun so it's not blinding. And turn the RCS off. And just keep pushing it down. So then we'll go about a half a kilometer towards it. That'll give us a little more time to rendezvous. Now what I want to do is I want to come in actually just a little under it. I've been mainly just changing all my orientation with this by RCS controls. So hopefully everything will go according to what I planned. If not, I'll be in a load of hurt. Not really, there's a lot of RCS on the other craft that I can pipe into. Only less than 90 meters to go. Letting time warp up.
No, that's not. There you go. Yeah, there's that. Get back your nut. And I ought to be cool out, man.
Let's go ahead and rotate ourselves so we are at Ooh. And oops. Not quite. Come on. There we go. Now we're all hooked up. And with that, I'm going to call this an episode. I'm going to take an off camera. I'm going to hook up our little pylons here so that we can attach ourselves securely to the pusher. And we'll start working on a maneuver node to get us out to Eeloo. So until next time, guys, have fun.